Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we will explore an exciting DIY project using Avishkaar MEX. So if you're excited to build your very own web shooter, grab your kits and let's get started. Let's take a look at what all we need to build the web shooter. We need
one MEX core plus, one IR sensor, one touch sensor, two MEX motors, 14 16H open centers, 5 3H beams, 5 7H L beams, 4 9H beams, 12 5H beams, 6 7H beams, 12 2C 10H double bend beams, about 30 black pins, 15 long blue pins, 3 8H axles, 6 6H axles, 1 12H axle, 1 5H axle, 3 medium spur gear 2040, 4 worm gears, 8 axle filler big, 18 axle filler small, 4 2C 1H perpendicular connector, 2 4x4 perpendicular connector, 4 5H T-beams, 1 1C 4H L beam, 3 rubber bands and a small piece of thread.
So let's get started by building the gripping mechanism. Firstly, we will take one 14H open center and connect it to the shorter side from the middle using black pins. Then we will take one 8H axle inserted through the other shorter end of the open center with the addition of one big axle filler and 2 worm gears. Now we will take 2 C4H perpendicular connectors, 2 6H axle, 2 3H beams and connect it to the third and fifth hole from the opposite side of the motor as shown. Let's do the same from the other side. Now it's time to add the claws. First we will take one 8H axle and connect it to the 2C 10H double bend beam from the shorter end of the beam as shown. Now we will put 8H axle through the hole of the 2C 1H perpendicular connector as shown. Now we will add another 2C 10H double bend beam, then a 2040 medium spur gear, then another 2C 10H double bend beam. We will now add another 2C 10H double bend beam outside the other 2C 10H perpendicular connector. Now we will repeat the same process for the other side of the gripper. After this we will add 2 more 2C 10H double bend beams between the first and the fourth double bend beam of both the sides to improve the grip using long pins. Now let's connect a 5T beam on the open center which is connected to the motor as shown. Now that the gripper is ready, let's create a small base for it. We will take another open center and connect 2 7H beams to it as shown. After this, we will connect one 5H beam to the open center on the longer end with 3 holes as shown. Now we will connect a 5H T-beam to the 5H beam. Now let's connect the base to the gripper mechanism as shown. Our gripping mechanism is ready and it looks great. Let's move on to the web shooter mechanism.
Firstly, we will take one 14H open center, connect the motor from the shorter side from the middle using blue pins. Then we will connect a 5H beam to the other side of the open center using blue pins. Then we will connect 2 5H beams to the front of the open center as shown. Now we will connect one 7H beam to the motor as shown. Now we will connect a 4x4 perpendicular connector to the 7H L beam. Now we will connect 2 5H beams to the 4x4 perpendicular connector. Then we will insert an 8H axle through the 4x4 perpendicular connector and add 2 worm gears and then secure it with a large filler. Now let us connect one 5H beam and 4x4 perpendicular connector to one open center and then connect it to the base of the shooting mechanism. Now we will connect a 7H L beam to the 8H axle and the 4x4 perpendicular connector. Then we will connect another 5H beam to the open center as shown. Now we will connect a 7H beam to the 5H beam as shown and then connect a 5H beam to the 7H beam. Now we will remove the 5H beam and insert the 5H axle with 1C 4H L beam, 2040 spur gear and a big filler. Then we will place the 5H beam back. Now let us connect 2 open centers to the open center with the motor as shown. After the base is ready, we will connect 4 9H beams to the base as shown. Now let us connect one more open center to the left side of the shooting mechanism. Now we will connect two 5H beams to the open center we just connected. After this, we will add two 7H beams and an open center and then connect it with a 5H axle, two big fillers as shown. Now we will connect two 7HL beams to the open center in the front as shown. Now we will connect a 5H beam to the open center in the middle. Then we will connect a 7H beam to the 5H beam of the open center. Now we will connect a 3H beam to the 7H beam with a long blue pin. Now we will connect a rubber band to the L beam as shown. Now we will connect one 3H beam to two 7H beams to the front as shown. Now we will insert an 8H axle through the open center with some fillers and rubber bands as shown. Now we will connect one 4x4 perpendicular connector with one open center. Then we will connect a 15H beam as shown to the back. Now we will connect a 7H beam to the open center in the middle. Now we will connect one open center to the center as well. Now let us connect one end of the thread to the 3H axle and the other end with the 3H axle and two small fillers. Now that both the parts are ready, it's time to connect the gripping mechanism and the shooting mechanism. We will connect the two segments by connecting the 5H T-beam on the shooting mechanism and the 5H beam on the gripping mechanism.
Our web shooter is now assembled and ready to swing. Let's complete the model by adding the heart and organs of the model. The MEX core plus brain, one IR sensor and one push sensor as shown. Our web shooter is completely ready and it looks fantastic. But as soon as we tried to launch it, it just couldn't stick. Looks like it's missing some crucial spider code. The code as shown on the screen is for controlling the system that can grip and shoot based on the input from the sensors. Here's a simple explanation of what each part does. Firstly, let's talk about all the variables. There is time, which determines how long a motor should run. Then we have the grip status and the shoot status, which tells us if the grip should be open or close and tells the system if it should shoot or reload. The shoot count and grip count systems, which keep track of all the current status, whether it's gripping or shooting. And lastly, sensor 1, sensor 2, which determine the input from the IR sensor or the touch sensor that triggers any action. After this, we will take a look at the functions. The smart port configuration sets up one IR sensor and one push sensor. This configures them to read signals from the environment. The grip, time and grip status controls a motor that opens or closes the grip. The grip, time and grip status controls a motor that opens or closes the grip. If grip status is closed, the motor moves in one direction to close the grip. If the grip status is open, the motor moves in the opposite direction to open the grip. The motor runs for a certain amount of set time and then stops. The time and shoot status controls the second motor that shoots or reloads. If shoot status is shoot, then the motor moves to shoot. If shoot status is reload, the motor moves in the opposite direction to reload. Like the grip, it runs for a set time and then stops. The main code brings all of this together. It checks for sensor input continuously in a loop. If sensor 1 detects any value, it will either close or open the grip depending on its current state. If sensor 2 detects any value, it will either shoot or reload depending on its current state. It alternates between these actions based on what it reads from the sensors. In summary, the system works by using two sensors to either open or close a grip or shoot or reload an object, with the motors controlling the environment. Now that we know the theory, let's take a look at how it functions. And there you have it, your very own Spider Man WebShooter. From building the gripper, creating the shooting mechanism, burning the code and connecting it to the brain, we've covered it all. If you have any questions or want to see any more projects like this, let us know in the comments down below. Thanks for joining us today. If you enjoyed this project, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe more for exciting DIY projects. Until next time.